I'm gonna go across the country again. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Amanda Zitto. If you are new here, I make motorcycle travel vlogs, how-tos, and general encouragement for you to get out and do the thing. Also, if you're new here, you probably don't know that I have already gone across the country once on my 2016 Honda CB500X. I did 8,000 miles in 24 days, did a big loop of the United States, started in Portland, Oregon, went to North Carolina, and came back. Did I learn my lesson about doing a lot of miles in a short period of time? No, because I will be doing this trip in under 30 days, or at least that's the goal. Thankfully, this time I do not have the restraints of a regular 9-to-5 job and the boss that goes along with that. However, I am my own boss, and I also have a partner that would like to spend time with me. I know, crazy concept, right? Like it's not already challenging enough. I'm gonna do it in March. That's fine. Why do I do these things to myself? And a few people have asked me why, which is a fair question. The why has like multiple answers. First, I knew I was gonna end up going cross country again in the future. Like, I didn't think that Flight of the Magpie was gonna be the only time that I crossed the country, because I'm a little bit of a completionist and there are a lot of states on my scratch off map that I still haven't been to. Unfortunately, I can't hit all of those this time. It's just gonna be way too cold for me to go north at all. The other part of the why has to do with a Shade Tree Surgeon live stream that I watched quite a while ago. And Shade Tree and Shalacy were talking about how like they just don't enjoy going tent camping. Not for them. That's fine. That's totally okay. But for giggles, I wrote in the chat, but if I rode all the way to Florida, would you go tent camping with me? And Shade Tree made the mistake of saying yes. So I'm going to Florida. I'm gonna make him camp in a tent. There were witnesses. There were at least 100 other people on that live stream, if not more. So, and I will, of course, be taking my trusty Briarios on this trip again. Because one 8,000 mile trip on a 500cc motorcycle was obviously not enough. This announcement, of course, will not come as a surprise to any of you who follow me over on Instagram or who watched till the end of the video last week, where I initially teased / announced that I was gonna go cross country again, and the fact that I'm selling calendars to make sure that I have enough money to get my butt to Florida and back. Actually, editing Amanda here to let you know that we hit my funding goal today. So that's incredible. Thank you everybody who purchased calendars. This is going to be made possible because of you. Okay, back to the video. So since it's gonna be March, I am going to truck down to Sacramento, and so I'm actually gonna be starting in Sacramento on the bike. I know that there's an argument to be made about probably being able to go over Grants Pass in March, but I choose not to. I really don't want to tempt fate, get that far, and then find out the roads is ice. You know, I enjoy a challenge. I'm trying to avoid that one. So really, I'll be starting in Sacramento and then going south, cutting across the bottom of the states. I'll be going to Big Bend National Park in Texas. I'm very excited about that. And I'll be cutting across the middle of Texas and then going towards the Gulf. I'll get to see Louisiana, which is for the first time. Once I get to Florida, I will be there for an awesome event. I don't know if I get to talk about it yet. The return route is much rougher and up in the air because I know that I'll probably want to be making miles a little bit quicker than I did on the way over. So I'm just gonna not put any expectations on what I'm gonna stop and see on the way back. But on the way over, I'll be doing my best to avoid freeways. Yeah. Can you tell that I did not script this video? It's very all over the place. With those questions answered, can we please talk about some of the stuff that I bought? Because Amanda can't go on a new big trip without buying new gear, evidently. I don't have a problem at all. In my defense, a lot of these purchases are specifically to fix a previous problem that I have identified on past trips. Can we start with my throttle lock? These are brilliant. I haven't put it on the bike yet, but I'm very, very excited about it because it's a much easier throttle lock to mount on the bike than like any other throttle lock that I've looked at. Even like aftermarket cruise control is very involved to put on my bike. And this kind of just like cinches right out of the bar. So I'm very excited about this. Last cross-country trip, my wrist did not enjoy not having cruise control. I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal because like all of my shorter trips up until that point, the only time that my wrist really had a problem was when it got cold. My wrist will swell up still. For those who probably don't know, I broke my wrist in 2018. And since then, when I go up and down in elevation, or if it suddenly gets really cold, my wrist will swell up, and of course it's my throttle wrist, so that's kind of a problem. So throttle lock, very excited to install that, solve that problem. Another pain point that I have addressed for this trip is that last time, the cross-country trip, I did it with a Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite, which was fine. I edited a couple of very, very rough updates from the road videos on it, and it served its purpose. Long story short, I finally bit the bullet and I have bought a beefy laptop that will be going with me on the road. And of course, to protect this laptop, I bought a Pelican case that the laptop will be living in that is lockable, and I'll be buying additional locks to go on it and that kind of stuff. And I plan on mounting that on the luggage rack on the back of the bike and putting the duffel on top of it. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be a whole different thing that I'm going to have to learn to work around. The condensed version is that since this is pretty much my full-time job now, I just need to have a fully functioning computer that I can take on the road to make sure that I can do edit changes when inevitably brand partners want changes to the videos that I submitted before I leave on a trip. I need to be able to do back-end stuff that I can't do on the tablet. So I'm taking a laptop on the road with me and we'll see how it goes. I also bought some accessory lights to mount to my engine bars because inevitably, you guys, I'm just gonna end up riding at night at some point, and my poor stock headlight is just not quite cutting it, and I finally have accepted that it's time to put accessory lights on, and I won a gift certificate over Orlando Expo West that cut off half of the cost of the lights, so I just bit the bullet and did it. Another pain point that I'm addressing with new gear is my hydration situation. This last trip to Arizona and back, I was just having a hell of a time with my backpack. And I also remember on the flight of the Magpie, I did end up having some extra shoulder pain. And a few of you have mentioned this company, and I kind of already knew about it vaguely from talks with Iron Butt people. I believe it's called like Moto Jug, and it's essentially like a carrying case, and you can mount it to your passenger peg, and then it has a hose that can run up along the frame of the bike that you can just pick up and drink like you normally would if the hose was just on you. Since I spent like 70% of the Arizona trip with my hydration bladder backpack strapped to my duffel bag because I just could not stand it being on my shoulders anymore, I figured this might be the time to move on to a new hydration system. Haven't got the like actual Moto Jug part, but I got my stainless steel container. The Moto Jug system is just the canvas case and the hose and stuff. It doesn't come with the stainless steel water bottle, so I bought that already. I'm kind of excited to see how it goes, and I am pretty excited to not be wearing a backpack the whole time, and I am hoping this will also help me not overpack quite so much, because inevitably while I'm packing for these kinds of things, there's the stuff that I normally bring with me that have their home and they go in their home and I'm ready to go, but inevitably there's still like a pile of stuff that I'm like, well, it'll probably fit in the backpack, that I just end up stuffing the backpack, which is also probably part of the problem with the shoulder weight. I really need to clean the shield on Briarios. Thank you, Sarah, for buying me the stuff so I can clean my shield. Oh, helmets. Scorpion sent me 2 new helmets. They sent me the GT930, which is their new modular, not a dual sport modular, just like a regular street modular, and then the T520. And it's been a long time since I've worn a full face, and the T520 is a full face helmet. And I thought that I would hate it, and it's growing on me. And Scorpion was kind enough to send me one so that I could paint it. So I'm very excited about that. So there probably will be a video about me painting a helmet soon. I don't know what helmet I'm taking on this trip. Like, I'm like, do I stick with the 18950 because branding? Or do I try a new helmet? I'll probably be doing like a very small amount of dirt on this trip. There's a couple of very specific roads I really want to go down, but for the vast majority of this trip, I'm going to be on slab, so does it really make sense for me to take a dual sport helmet 8,000 miles again? I don't know. I feel like maybe that won't be our end screen crew question. Which helmet should I take? The GT 930, the T520, or the 18950? I don't know. Anyway, I think that brings us to the end of this all over the place video. Whoa, can you tell that Amanda had 3 chai lattes today? I spent a lot of time at a coffee shop today and ingested a lot of caffeine so that I wouldn't feel bad about taking up space at a coffee shop. So a huge, huge shout out to my patrons on Patreon who make these videos possible. I would not be able to do this without them and have made it possible for me to just exist and do all of these incredible trips this whole last year. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You got the answering question already. You know, which helmet should I take on the trip? Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Also, I would normally have a blanket, but the cats have decided that their need is greater than mine.